So hi guys, welcome to TPF podcast. I'm Sheila and this is
Charlene.
so she's the new face currently. I don't know how long we're going to be seeing her around unless she tells me are you going to be seeing her around more often. They'd want to know.
If you want to see me around, I'll be around. But if you don't want to see me around, I'll respect your decision.
Don't worry, we expect to have you around more often.
Yeah, I'm so privileged to be here. And today we're going to talk about something very interesting.
Yeah, today we're talking about being a firstborn daughter in a relationship.
Yeah, turns out both of us are firstborns. So like we've gone through the same things. So we felt like it's gonna be so good if we share, because some of you are going through the same shit outside there. Am I allowed to cuss in this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
The more real you are, the better. It's fine. So, do you want to, bring us forward with the first point?
Okay, first of all, we're gonna introduce or give you a meaning, or let me put it this way: there's a sort of syndrome. There's something called the firstborn daughter syndrome, like something that you go through when you're holding that firstborn daughter office. It's actually called an office, like the first lady's office. So I think you can introduce to us. You can just read it to us, the meaning of that syndrome. Yeah, so that it will be easier for you to understand generally what you're talking about.
The firstborn, the eldest daughter syndrome, a term used to describe the unique challenges and expectations that are often placed on the eldest daughter in a family. This means the responsibilities you take up as a firstborn and how they do affect your relationship. That's what we're talking about today.
Okay, and I think as much as that statement talks about family, this syndrome also affects you in terms of relationships. Yeah, just like the romantic relationships.
It affects you in everything.
But in today's video, I think we're just going to
just relationships.
Yeah, talk about it in the context of the relationship context, right? Yeah. So I think I'm going to start us with the first point.
Fine.
So there's this aspect of sense of responsibility that we usually have, and anytime we're in a relationship, like you want to take care of everything, and you can't allow the other person to basically you can just be a girl.
You're generally just in your masculine energy.
You cannot allow.
Because if, for example, my partner asks if they can pay for something or they can get me something or buy me something, my first thought is usually, but I can do it myself.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do it? I can do it myself.
Yeah, and I think it's because that's how we've grown up. Because you know our parents do parenticize us when we are young. Like I don't know if is it people who are the only children, do they go through the same? Because I feel like the reason why mostly we get that sense of responsibility is because when we are young and then we get younger siblings, our parents usually parenticize us, like the way they go and then they leave you alone with your younger siblings. So you're the one taking care of everything. So sijui kama somebody who's the only child pia anakuanga, let's say you are a firstborn daughter but you're just the only child.
You can't really be a firstborn daughter. You're just a child.
Okay, you're just a child. Do you have that sense of responsibility? What happens? Or do they act like the way lastborns usually act? Like they're just so soft spoken, so
very rowdy also. Lastborns are rowdy though.
Yeah.
Lastborns are rowdy. Lastborns are rowdy. I don't know.
Will someone have that kind of?
To some extent, it's really. I think it's more a matter of you have someone to take care of. You understand? But if you're an only child, you don't really have anyone to take care of. So you don't really feel that weight of the responsibilities that come along with you being the first. Because if you're the first, honestly, your parents are just experimenting with you.
Yeah.
They're just experimenting with you, and then they hope whatever they have used to help you grow, you can use it now on your siblings.
I feel like sometimes they just have expectations, like we did this to you and this and this and that, and you are expected to do this to your sibling, which is not a good thing. Like
we already raised you, now raise them.
Yeah, you see. So there is that sense of responsibility, which is a really big problem, because sometimes your partner, because we understand that when you're having a partner, he wants to be like the one who's responsible for you, stuff like that. But then you find that you are the one who wants to be responsible for them. Like, in short, you want to act like a mother.
Hey, you end up mothering so hard
to this
honestly.
person.
And unless you find somebody with enough masculine energy to really just dilute the kind of upbringing you have where you're always in your masculine, it's really hard, honestly.
Does this person exist?
To just let go. I don't know.
Have you ever met one? Have you ever met a man who, like, he's so masculine to an extent he covers your masculine side? Sometimes I feel like this person does not exist.
No. You know, the problem is, I feel like also sometimes we need to reteach ourselves what it's like to be in our feminine. The things other daughters were taught by their mothers, us, we need to reteach ourselves, because it's hard when you're a firstborn to just be comfortable in your feminine, to just be soft, to just allow someone else to take care of you, to just be a girl. Exactly. It's so hard. So I wish someone would tell us how, is there someone out there?
I don't know if there is therapy or there is
I've tried therapy.
Whatever. I don't know if there is a book. I don't know, whoever knows where we can find that, it will be of so much help to us. Yeah.
Oh my god. And then there is perfectionism. I am a very huge actually culprit of perfectionism. It's inbuilt. I think it's more from always being told, you've done this, it doesn't look good enough, you've done this, it's not enough, you've done this, it's never enough. So to some extent, whatever you do never really feels like it's enough. You always just wanna
also
add more.
I think we also bring that to ourselves, because being the that fact of taking care of your siblings, I think also brings in that aspect, because you want to do things perfectly because your parents expect you to do things perfectly. Like, say they've gone somewhere and they've left you with your sibling, and maybe they left porridge or whatever they think, or it was food, or maybe probably you've been told, or you've been told that at a certain specific time you're supposed to wash your sibling, do this, umepangiwa vitu, and you're supposed to follow it perfectly, because if your mom comes in the evening and things are just not done the way they had told you to do, kuna venye utagombanishwa, or kuna venye, and so it comes into our life,
into our daily
life. I have to do this perfectly, especially I really have a problem with that aspect of perfectionism. Now the aspect of organization, in terms of the house,
it needs to be done a specific way.
Yes, it has to be the way I wanted it to be. It cannot be otherwise. So even if you're with someone, and let's say because boys somehow, not all boys are organized. Actually, a larger percentage of men are not organized.
They tend to be freer with things.
So unapata tu umekasirikia tu msee, and you expected them to know, that this is supposed to be done this way, and so if they do anything that is the opposite, you're just so mad, and you just end up even hitting them for that particular
I need you to picture this. You come home, and maybe you have a partner, and maybe you're co-living, you're living together, or maybe they're just staying over with you or something. But then you'd love to go somewhere, you left them alone. Then you come back and there are dishes in the sink, there are dishes on the floor. He came home, he removed his clothes by the door. There's a laundry hamper next to the clothes, but he threw them on the floor or left them on the floor or next to the floor of the bed. Do you understand? Now I want you to picture that. Do you understand how irritating that is? Personally, it drives me mad. it will drive me mad because I wouldn't know what to do personally. I feel like I've just been taught to do things a specific way, and by taught I mean self-taught, because most of the times our parents aren't really even that involved in teaching us how to do things. Not because they don't want to, but mainly because, well, you're the firstborn, you're the experiment child. So most of the things we know are self-taught. So a situation like that will really irk me because I need things done a specific way. And even if he offers to help with things like, let me help you clean the dishes, and then he does them in a way that doesn't really work for you. Like someone has washed the cup, and then you look at the rim and you're just like,
or you touch the particular utensil, and you feel like there's some sort of like
oil.
And you're just like, what the fuck was he doing? I have a story or an incident that I went through. So there was this day I was busy. I was staying over with my partner at that time, and I was busy, so like I went to run some errands somewhere, and then like I came back late, and then like I found this person had not even cooked supper. Like I was dating someone who was, I think, almost a lastborn, so you know they are used to just sitting, and I just don't like the male side. And so this person probably was just waiting for me to come, and from what I was doing, nikuje, and then like I still find that there's no food, and then I'm the one supposed to like cook from being outside, and this person was in the house the whole day. So I was expecting that if I come, because I came in late, like I came in at around 9 p.m. or something.
9 p.m. and
this person just seated. Okay, so it's meaning if I could not come that day, you could have slept hungry.
But me, my issue isn't even the cooking. If the guy doesn't feel like cooking, fine. But you could have
taken responsibility or even bought something. Like take out.
Because you know I'm coming back and I'm tired. At least get takeout. It's not okay, how do I put it? It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just for us.
Exactly.
But
so I don't know if it's the same.
I
don't know if it's the same for other people. Like you expect someone to just take responsibility, like, and just know what is supposed to be done, or it's just a problem for us.
No, I think for us we usually expect the guy to be intentional. You understand? Like if he's going to do something, let him do it with intention. You get like let it not be I told you to do something, that's why you did it.
But the reason why we expect them to do things with intention is because we ourselves, like, I will just do it. Like if I was the one who was there, I will do it. But now you cannot do it. And it's so annoying. You see, that's something I just don't like. Okay, there's this other one of people pleasing. Do you people please?
No, I do have a tendency of not knowing when to say no. No, that is like my biggest folly. I don't know when to say no. I don't know when to just be like, I can't do this for this person anymore. Because I'm used to, you know, if somebody needs something done, it's always me. If you need you need this, me. You need this done, me.
I think for my case it's kind of a little bit different. I will determine who to people please.
I don't know how to determine.
Okay, like you see that aspect of saying no. There's some contexts which I am so confident in saying no. Like say, though this is not in. Sometimes it plays part in the relationship aspect, but majorly it's in the parental side where my parent wants me to do something, and I am not comfortable. I will just be like, no, and you can feel bad about it, but no.
I can never say no to my
But you see, like
I am afraid of being whooped at my big age.
You can't get whooped. You especially you're living in your own place, right? So okay, it's easier to say no through the phone.
Through the phone, no, it's still not easy for me.
You still be scared.
I still haven't. Okay, it's not even about being whooped. It's more about disappointing.
Hurting their feelings.
Disappointing.
And making them feel disappointed.
I'm very scared of disappointing people around me. I'm usually scared if I say no or if I choose what to do and what not to do. I am generally just letting the person down. You understand?
Like,
I can't just decide I don't want to do this.
Oh my god, I would say no. I would. And especially in the relationship context now, it comes in this way. Like, you will do something I don't like, and I will sit there and just be quiet, that quiet little girl, and just feeling sorry about myself. No. I will just tell you, no, I don't like this, and I don't like how you did it.
But on that people pleasing front, honestly, for one, you, of course, as a shari, you tend to learn, your cycle and what time it's coming. So I was dating someone at the time who was having the graduation party at their home. And I knew there was like a huge possibility of them coming. But then he'd made me promise, like, I am going to come. So I didn't really have an option. Or at least that's what I felt like. I felt like I didn't have an option. So when they asked me if I was going to come, I was just like, yeah, sure. And I went, and I didn't even actually enjoy the entire thing. I tried to, but I was in so much pain. But then, you can't explain menstrual pain to a guy. So I was just like, I am in so much pain. I have taken so many painkillers. I feel like I need more. I feel like my head is bursting, and there's so much
so that he can feel good.
Yeah, and just because I didn't want him to feel like I don't like him or I don't want to try, I just went. Yeah, despite all the pain, I still went.
Really?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I think my aspect of people pleasing is when I'm a gift girly. Okay. I love gifts. So, like, I love gifting myself. Okay. So if I'm dating someone, I will tend to, like, because that's my love language. That's my favorite love language, gifting. So I'll tend to, like, gift my otherwise partner, and I go all out to gift them, and I hate that about myself. Like, because I want.
It's normal.
Oh my god.
It's very normal. Like, it's very normal. I swear, it's very normal.
And then you break up with them, and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Because you spent so much on that person. And you didn't even know when you were doing it, but then you end up
to give them their best.
Yes, and yes, you wanna be the considerate one. You wanna be the giving one.
I hate that thing about I hate it.
You end up hating it, but then at some extent, I do understand that guys sometimes don't want the girlfriend doing the whole buying them things thing. But then I'll go somewhere, I'll see something, and I won't even look at the price tag.
You just...
If I can afford it, I am getting it.
Yeah.
Because I know it's something you would
like.
You
can't even blink. I'm just like...
there's no time to blink. You just purchase.
I'm taking that one. And
you
you're
just
there.
Purchase.
Oh my god, it's so bad. That's my aspect. I will literally just, like, go out and just open my wallet and just go and buy something so expensive to someone, so that he can see that this gift was so expensive and so she loves me, and I hate that about myself.
I never usually think of it in terms of how much money I've spent.
I usually think it that way.
Considering I am generally just a gifting person, I will do it for anyone. That includes my siblings. That includes my parents. That includes my mother, for one. If I see something and I think my mother would love it, I am going to get it. If I can, I will.
But it's different if it's your parent, because...
No, really, it's not really the same, because at the end of the day, your parent will ask you, why did you get it?
Oh yeah, I've had an incident.
It's never thank you. It's usually why would you? Because even guys ask that question. You get them something and then they're like,
you should have gotten a... It's funny because okay, I'll give an example of like a hoodie. I can maybe be working somewhere and then like I see this thrifted hoodies and I'm like, okay, let me buy myself one or just a sweater or something. But if I'm thinking about buying for my significant other, I wouldn't buy the thrifted one. I would go to the shop.
I would never buy the thrifted one.
That is people pleasing at the highest level,
I don't think I can ever think of buying my person the thrifted wine.
Yeah, because you want to give them the best, but you don't want to give yourself the best. You see, that's the problem. That's the problem.
But the people pleasing also comes into how you treat a person, even when it comes to like cooking meals.
Yeah,
I will go the extra mile. I will make a 7-course meal because that's
even presenting the meal, you're like, I should put this rice in a certain way, and then I should put it somewhere, and then.
I woke up, did I actually sleep? I don't even remember sleeping, but I was up by 4 a.m. making someone breakfast. That was when I knew I was down bad, because I was up at 4 a.m. making someone breakfast because I know they're going to work at 6.
Honey, you know what? I wouldn't judge you. I wouldn't judge you because you know what?
It's bad. Because
you know what?
It's really bad.
I'm also guilty.
And yet somehow someone will still tell you don't love them. You are up at 4 a.m. making food. Not for any other reason, just because you remember maybe this person won't remember to eat. Because somehow guys are the ones who eat more, but then they never remember to eat. How does that even work? I don't even get it.
Do you think someone will tell you the truth if like they woke up and they saw like you cooked for them and then like they just said like I did not remember like
I have woken up, I have made them breakfast,
and I woke up
and I've made lunch and I've packed it all and all I'm thinking in my head is yes.
And you see that's the reason why when people say you see these ladies who say like I can't cook for someone, I can't do this for someone. I also usually say I can't do that, but I know deep down I'm lying. You see the way people are so vocal about on social media, they're like, oh my god, if I'm a girlfriend, I'm not gonna do wife duties or whatever. And you're also there like, I will also not do that, but you know deep down, if you have a person, you're at home always cooking up something, always cleaning, always doing something. I don't know. I used to feel bad about that in the past, like the way I would do that and then I'd go there and people would be like, oh my god, you did it. Oh my god, you should have it.
Yeah, I know.
Initially, in the past, I would feel bad. But then I reached a point I was like, but that's just me. I mean, that's just me. I will, if I love you, I will wake up, I will cook you, I don't
actually remember sleeping. I'd wake up to cook, then go back to sleep after he's left.
I stopped feeling bad about that. Next point.
Let me see. Anxiety. Yeah.
What aspects do I get anxious when I can't get things done? I think when I have like put deadlines.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see, if I'm planning to do something and I'm like I need to do this by a certain period of time, like 3 months, and then I realize maybe a week to the end of my deadline that I'm not gonna get this shit done. I usually just get so anxious and I start overthinking about it and I start blaming myself.
But then I feel like being anxious is part of who we are, because you're always overthinking something, considering even a situation where you have bought gifts.
Yeah,
you're gonna start thinking,
are they gonna like it?
Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna judge me for getting it? Is it something they would like?
Is it perfect?
Because being anxious is a part of who we are. Because at the end of the day, I don't think genuinely, as while we are growing up, I don't think genuinely you've ever been told, you've done this, oh my god, that's really nice. You're always told, but then you haven't done that.
Yeah.
You haven't
done it the way
you haven't done it the right way.
Yeah.
So now I'm always really anxious whenever I do something or whenever I am with a person, because I'm usually not so sure if I'm doing the right thing.
Or even before you go do something, like before you do a task that maybe is expected to have some results afterwards, you get anxious about the results even before you undertake that particular task.
And that includes talking about problems. You usually anticipate the person's reaction.
You even end up deciding not to talk about it.
And
something.
Yeah, exactly. You decide this person, it will be better not to talk to them about it, because if I do, I have a feeling they're gonna react this way. Especially if before you've reacted about something a certain way, I'm always going to be anxious. You're going to react about something the same way.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not tell you, because if that's the way you're going to react, then I may as well keep it to myself.
Let
me die alone.
I think when people say that ladies like not hiding as such, but not talking about stuff, like piling up things. I think for firstborn daughters it's way worse.
It's worse.
It's worse.
Way worse.
Because you'll be like, I want to talk about this, but I don't like what this person reacted the way he did last time, or I want to talk about this, but I'm anticipating the reaction is gonna be a certain way, and so you end up just not talking about it and just keeping quiet and having it all by yourself, and then until that day that actually just bursts out, and then you're like, there's this and that and then hell breaks loose.
Being a firstborn daughter basically means I need a lot of reassurance. Whenever I do something, I need a lot of reassurance. If I get you something, I need you to show me you actually love it. You can't just say it. Cause somehow words are never usually enough for some weird reason.
Because if somebody doesn't say they like, let's say like a gift, you just end up thinking, okay.
Because I'll be like, okay, maybe it wasn't the right one.
They didn't like
react the way I was expecting.
Because you have expectations.
But you can't keep expectations out of the mix. It's a part of who I am. Expect you to react about something I have given you a certain way, and then you give me a lower reaction, and then in my head I'm just like, I should have gotten the other one. I should have done it this way. Because it doesn't seem like this is pleasing. Maybe I should have done it this way. And now you feel really bad. You feel really confused, and it's a lot. It's a lot, honestly. And the lack of validation from parents is what does that to us.
Because when we are little, they don't like tell us. They don't validate us. They don't assure us. They don't. So it's something we lack, and it's something we really want to experience.
And it's something we are always looking for.
Yeah. Okay, there is this other one that I really struggle with so much, and it's been something that I've been thinking about for a very long time, and I don't know if it's a problem we all have or it's just me, but struggling with the same age relationship.
Lord, God knows you've all been there.
Lord, let me tell you, at some point I was just like, okay, I think probably I should just get someone who's just 10 years older or 15 years older than me, because you are with someone of the same age and just like, we are not at the same path.
It's hard to honestly find somebody who's willing to understand the kind of person you are and where you've come from.
Because you end up parenting them.
Yes. No. Even if they're older than me, I'll still parent you.
But I feel like if someone is way, I don't know. I've not experienced. So
I'm
just assuming.
I will still parent you. It is very normal. Unless you're really how do I put it? Unless you're, how do I put it? It's very normal for me to want to do things for you.
Okay, like now I'm assuming someone who's like 10 years older than you will be like, you feel like this person is older.
But then they'd have to actually exude the kind of energy I need for me to feel like now I can calm down and just let you take care of me.
You'll still meet someone who's like old in terms of age but still a baby.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
And you still end up parenting.
You can say that again. Yes. God, yes.
It seems like you experienced that. But it's actually something that I've been struggling with for a long time. I'm just like, even if I'm talking to someone and they're like, I ask them their age and they're like, they're a year older, I just still see them like a little kid.
I can be deep-seated in my feminine, honestly. I have been in a position where I have been able to be deep-seated in my feminine. But then that was a different person. You understand? That was a very different person who allowed me to just exist.
But you know, the funny thing is, I've interacted with people who are way, way younger, but the way they think, the way they handle stuff,
they're more mature.
You feel that masculine energy.
And the maturity.
Just radiating from them. And then I'm like, how comes? Like, why is it that you
What's the difference?
What's the difference? Like, why is this person who's older not like this other person who's 21? Understand?
And all you end up thinking at the end of the day is, am I? But then I think it's not an age thing.
What is it?
I don't really know. It's also more of a background thing for the guys also, depending on where you come from and how you've been raised.
How?
And your circumstances.
Like, okay, so let's say someone...
Because I have met somebody who's as much love deprived as I am. And they had as much love to give as I did, and they allowed me to just be me. And me just be comfortable. Because in that situation where you're coming home and you're finding there's no food, they'd come, maybe I've gone to class maybe, they'd come to my house, they find, because I tend to do this thing where I can't find what to wear, so I throw clothes everywhere, I disorganize everything looking for a specific outfit.
And then in the evening probably come and...
Yeah, exactly. But then with them I never had to do that, because they'd come to my house before I have come back and just arrange everything.
Wow.
Not because I have asked, but because they've chosen to.
You see, that's what you're talking about. That's responsibility.
That is intentionality also. Doing things with intentionality.
Yeah.
Because
that's...
Oh my God. I feel like as a firstborn daughter, we don't really do the one love language thing. For us, all five have to be there. Yeah. But intention also requires to be there.
Don't do it because I told you to do it. Do it because you want to do it.
Because now if you do something because I asked you to do it, it just feels like I'm the one who's doing it. Ama, you're only doing it because I asked and not because you want to. I need you to want to do it. That is usually my problem. I need you to want to do it such that even if I don't mention it, you will still do it.
Yeah.
And to this day, me, I'm usually like, if I do end up in a situation where the person doesn't mind doing things in an intentional way, it doesn't even have to be the whole arranging thing. That's fine. Just in an intentional way.
I will fall in love with that person.
I swear.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if guys understand what being intentional is.
They don't.
They do not. They do not. They do not.
Okay,
and those who do are very few.
Yeah, they're very few. I'll accept that point. They're very few. Another point.
Let me see. Depression. Ouch.
I have experienced depression once.
Once?
Okay. I think the reason why I say once is because maybe the times that I do experience depression, I never know that I'm actually depressed until when I'm out of the state, and then that's when I will like realize, oh, I was depressed at a certain time. But there's this one time that I literally was depressed, and I think I was still in campus, and I did not go to school for like 2 weeks. I was just staying in my house, and I will like draw the curtains. Like I was literally having all those characteristics of depression. Like I would just want to sit in the dark. I've locked myself in the house. I'm just crying. I'm not eating. Guess what? It was after a breakup. I didn't know this is depression at that time, because I just joined uni. Like I was still so like, you know, at that time you still don't know the characteristics of depression. You've still not read, let's say, books or listened to podcasts and literally known that, oh, if this and this is happening, I'm depressed. So like after like a year, when I'm now reading the characteristics of depression, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I was depressed at that particular moment and I did not know. And you know, I used to be so high, like I used to just be like, I've never been depressed in my life, stuff like that. But then I realized actually I was depressed, but I did not know that I was depressed. And it came after a relationship which I was dating a firstborn son. Can we talk about how toxic it is to
a firstborn son?
Dating?
Two firstborns dating is like a country having two nuclear reactors. volcanoes or something. Two very reactive volcanoes at the same time. That's what that is like. Cause I don't know. It's we are both egotistical.
Yeah.
We both wanna take care of the other.
Yeah.
But then it's really hard when the two of you don't really understand.
It gets so messy because you are used to saying what to do. This other person is used to saying what to do, and then you're in the same space, and then no one wants to listen to the other, and then everybody wants. Because now both of you are perfectionists. You want things to be done the way you want. He wants things to be done the way he wants, and then it's just so messed up.
They're used to being listened to.
You're also used to being listened to.
No, but you're not used to listening. The listening part is the problem. Of course, you're supposed to listen to one another, but the listening part is always the problem.
Yeah.
Because you think you're right, and you also think you're right, but you're both hurting one another.
Yeah, I think that's when I was depressed now.
I feel like depression for me has been how do I put it? Common state of mind.
God, that's messed up.
No, it's one of those things that genuinely I have had to work on my own. And from time to time, I still have to deal with it at one point or the other. The only problem with me is I have like a million triggers. It's not just one. It can be maybe I did something and maybe I didn't think I did it the right way. Maybe I feel like I'm disappointing my parents. Maybe I feel like I'm not getting where I'm supposed to be. You see, though, you can make goals and you're like, I want to get there. And then you don't get that. Then it gets in your head and so you realize you're not there yet.
And you're anxious plus depressed at the same time.
And I know you're not necessarily supposed to compare yourself to like your peers. But then you look at your peers, you see this person has reached here. They're either the same age as you or younger than you. And you're like, I was the one who was supposed to be there. But not in a jealous way. More
but I feel like comparison, I feel like as much as we do tell ourselves like do not compare, blah, blah, blah.
You still do.
It's just something that happens naturally. Like you compare yourself. Whether you like it or not, you'll just look at someone who's your age or whatever and you'll be like, oh my god, why have I not done this and this and that? Like, as much as you'd be telling yourself, oh, I'm not supposed to be comparing this, I'm not supposed to, you will still compare yourself.
You still will.
It's natural, like it's just
no,
you can't avoid.
It's actually not natural for everyone. But then let me ask you, hasn't your parents ever done this thing where they come home and they find you haven't done something and then they tell you, you should be like so and so's kid, and now you're just like,
yeah, now that's where we got comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now, it started.
Whenever I do something, I'm always going to be comparing myself to someone else.
I think then all these things, you know, when we started talking, I said like it's our parents or the way we've been brought up. That's how things like. That's how they've made us to be who we are. Because in that context, and there's this context of your sibling has done something wrong, but you will be punished.
Of course.
You will be punished because they will be like, where were you when they were breaking this glass?
Where were you when they were doing this and that?
Probably I was in the toilet. But I'll still be beaten because I wasn't there.
It's hectic, honestly. Being punished for your siblings' mistakes. I think parents should honestly stop doing that.
And that's how we are forced into responsibility, and
because now also your siblings end up growing up with this fear of, if I do something wrong, my sibling is the one who's gonna get the brunt of the.
Some of them will grow
issue.
up. Some of them will grow up without fear, and some of them will be like, I'm gonna do it because I'm not gonna be the one who's gonna.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like my sibling may have grown up on the other end, on the I am afraid my sister will be the one getting hurt instead of me.
I wouldn't talk about my siblings, but I love them. I can say I love my siblings.
I do love mine exceptionally, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Actually, sometimes I feel like I'm their mom.
You are genetically speaking. Yes, you are genetically,
which is wrong.
No, genetically. I'm talking about genes here. Genetically, DNA wise, yes.
Why would I feel like I'm their mom, but I'm supposed to be their big sister? That's what you're talking about here. Like that.
One, genetically you are, but also mentally you also are. Because you've grown up taking care of them, making sure they've done everything. So at the end of the day, even when you're in a relationship, the person you're also dating, if they do not have a sense of self, you will still end up feeling like their mother also.
Okay.
And that's very sad.
Another point, I think this will be the last one, or
I think it's the last one.
The last point is, and this is a very big problem, carrying the heavy weight of parents' expectations.
Unrealistic high standards.
I am a perfect example of that. Not just parents, but because we are talking about the relationship context, even the expectations you imagine your partner has
Of you.
Yeah.
They're very different.
Like, you just imagine they have expectations and you're supposed to meet them.
Me, for example, for one, I knew my partner knew I was a very happy-go-lucky kind of person. So I'd do this thing where if I feel really bad about something, if I feel depressed, if I feel tired, I can't really mention it because I know they expect me to be happy. They expect me to fix my own shit. They expect me to know how to deal with my own problems. So me bringing them up is really conflicting because I know they expect something else. When you start dating someone, obviously you portray a certain image of yourself. So I think to some extent I had chosen to portray the image of someone who understands themselves and can take care of themselves. So anytime I had an issue, I just felt like, but they expect. And also because I can tell because they were also a firstborn. I was like, because they also seem like they have a lot on their plate. And I have a lot on mine. Let me not add any onto their plates. But if they need help, I am there. But if I need help, I will fix my shit.
How is that even possible? Like,
because unrealistically, I wanna. It's the eldest daughter syndrome. For some weird reason is also called the hero syndrome. You have a savior complex. You always wanna be the one helping out the other person. But when it comes to you, you'd rather sacrifice yourself, sacrifice your happiness, sacrifice your thoughts, sacrifice everything that is about you just to make sure this other person is happy, content, comfortable. But so long as whatever you feel doesn't really matter. But so long as this other person is okay, you just feel like you will figure the rest of your shit out.
It's just so much. Like, you see, that aspect of having expectations, like you've just built this image where you feel like I'm supposed to do a particular thing because I'm expected to do a particular thing. So like you just end up doing things that even you don't like, simply because in your mind your partner expects you to be doing this particular thing. It's something that I've been struggling a lot with my relationships, especially in the context of I'm a firstborn, so I'm expected to understand. Okay. So even if things are going haywire in the relationship, I as a firstborn, because I am a firstborn, I'm expected to understand. And I'm expected, maybe if it's in the context of forgiving, I'm expected to forgive. Okay. So I think that's all we had for today. Yeah. And
but then I think the best thing I can honestly tell any guy out there who's dating a firstborn daughter is, one, be patient. As firstborn daughters, we've never really been taught how to talk about our problems, how to detach from people. So the best thing I can honestly tell you is be patient. One. Two, be intentional. There is no such thing as one love language for a firstborn daughter. We love it. All the love languages apply to us. The only difference is intentionality. Also, you need to be able to show her that you can take up the situation, like, in good stride.
Like that comes in where you're supposed to, like, I don't know if this is the right word to use, but read between the lines.
Yeah.
Like,
learn how to read a romance.
Because I'm used to being responsible. I'm used to taking care of my own shit. You will not come and ask me, hey, can I help you with this? Because automatically I'll tell you no. Just come and help me. Because if you ask me, hey, do you want me to do this? I'll just say no. Hey, do you want me to pay for? I'll say no. So it's just you to just do it without asking me and bring out that. Try and suppress my masculine side. I don't know. I don't know how.
That is very excessive. I know my masculine is very excessive.
Yeah, it's too much.
So if you can suppress her masculine, please do by being that kind of intentional. Very, like, you need to understand. You need to be understanding also, because in that situation where she feels like you don't understand, also, it kind of tends to make her feel like she cannot talk to you.
Yeah.
So take the time to learn your person. You cannot say a person is your person and you haven't taken the time to learn them.
Yeah. And if you're not patient, I'll just advise you don't date a firstborn.
Yes. Oh my God, if you're not if you're not patient, just give up. Firstborn daughters are not for the weak of heart.
It's gonna get toxic, and you're gonna end up like blaming the girl, or saying like she wasn't allowing me to be a man.
Oh, she didn't allow you to be enough for her.
Yeah, I've had so many comments like that. Yeah, that's it for today. I think you can.
Yeah, guys, that's all for today. So I am Sheila, and cheers.
And I am Charlene.